Hey everyone, let's build the Disney Celebration Train by LEGO. This is set number 43212. Set contains 200 bricks. Retails for, get this, $39.99. And the set was provided to me by the LEGO Group for early review. And we have a set of manuals. So we build each portion of the train in its own manual. So looks like this is obviously a family build, and yes, that's pretty much what it is. Not too bad, and I have all the bags in one sitting, but they're all separate. So now I gotta figure out exactly what bag goes to what. So let's keep everything situated here, and I believe that bag 1 is actually the furthest away. So I'm just gonna rearrange some stuff here. And if we don't know, we'll just identify it by the minifigures. They say that this is supposed to be a learn to build set, so we don't know yet. So that I know is bag 1. Okay. And we're going to play musical piles of bricks right now. And the whole objective of this is like a live review to see exactly how good the build is. So let's see if we can bounce the camera over here a bit better, because I'm closer to this side here. And yeah, for $40, I don't know. Obviously we got the engine. And let's get a building here. And I just did the unboxing. I thought, well, yeah. Oh, look at this. It even tells you how to separate things too. So you can obviously tell this is rated for 4 years of age and up. Well, today is the set's lucky day. It's rated for adults. So you got to be 18 and up today to build this one. So let's put Mickey Mouse together first. And there you go. I don't really own any Disney figures. I think I may have a Donald Duck or something like that, but that's about it. And there you go. It wasn't too hard, huh? And yeah, I think that's their inset. So this is going to be a very interesting build. So I think the earnings had, well, the price of the set obviously is mostly invested in the graphics and the manual. I can't critique this set until we're done, so expect this to be a very slow build. And there's Mickey Mouse right there. And the whole intent of this is to, you know, see how the build quality goes and all that stuff. And yeah, and I don't know if I'll do the review tonight. Sometimes I kind of want to just keep the reviews on this channel here and just make them roll and cut, but I haven't figured that out yet. And oh yeah, so we're doing the numbers in here, so you're going to actually have to count. They don't have a 2 by it. You know, now I kind of feel silly building this set here. So I think they're trying to make the book more targeted for kids. You will never see this in my manual except with an empty hand there, like here. So let's simulate that real quick. Yeah, I got to do it sometimes too. Except my hands are kind of calloused up, but that's basically what you want to do. You know, we're a little more advanced than that, so we don't need to do that. So I'm just skipping a page. So I think the bulk of this book here is just waste of paper. All right. Well, Jay, this is targeted for little kids. What are you doing with the set? Because I'm reviewing it. You know, they don't give sets to little kids for review. They give it to adults. And if it can keep the retention of an adult, I'm sure it'll keep a child's interest pretty easily, too. You know. And no, if anybody's ever bought any of my building guides, you will not see a building guide like this, ever. I'm a little more advanced than that. I assume that most people who build my stuff can actually comprehend it. And yes, we do get a printed brick here. And I like the printed stuff. So that will get preserved. And it's really pouring today. It's been raining and hasn't stopped. Don't worry, I'm not flooded. I'm in a flood area, but not like that bad. And putting these bows on there kind of hard. Oh, this is in pearl silver. I forgot to mention this in part exploration. Well, there we go, and it's actually next. Wow, that's the most parts I've seen in 2 hands. Okay. So let's get going here. This must be like a little bale or something. I don't know. Mickey Mouse logo on the front. I think that goes on the top right there. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I wonder if it's scaled for minifigures. I'm hoping it is. Well, of course, we got to put the rims on it. Now, I think that this may fit on some tracks. And my tracks are all put up, but I may... Well, I don't want to use the tracks in a review because some may think I'm doing that there. All right, so Mickey Mouse goes into here. So obviously so. And that's pretty much about it. And that's what we have remaining for bag 1. Not too bad. Okay, and I think that's it for this manual. So what do we do with this? Toss it on the floor and start with manual 2. So, now I gotta remember which one's bag 2. I can't remember now. I think it's this one over here. We got Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. I've heard people wanting Tinkerbell, so I think that's why a lot of people are going to buy this. I think Lego knows that they're going to get buyers for this. You know, oh, I don't even know if they have them, but a Tinkerbell minifigure, well, I don't know if they have them or not, but we're going to stick it to the kiddies and we're going to make them pay for Tinkerbell. And let's get past the goofy instructions first. All right, not too bad. So yeah, if you're building this as an adult, oh, that goes like that. It looks like it'd go the other way. If you're building this as an adult, the build's going to be very slow. So, you know, you have been forewarned about that. I think this is going to be more of a collector's item in the future than anything else. You know, every time I think of Tinkerbell, I always think of, what was his name in that TV show? Stanley Roper from Three's Company. He'd always refer to Jack as Tinkerbell. Some of you probably already know why. Time I think of that name. All right, we got another balloon here. Well, that feels loose. That didn't even go in all the way? No, it didn't. So I had to really shove her head down in there. Ready to fall off her neck. And there's Tinkerbell. Now we're ready to build Peter Pan. And where's the hat? So yeah, so far the build experience, you know, this is going to be a tough one to grade, and as to why, you know, I got to think of the mind of a child, because this is for a child. This is not really for adults. So except for the minifigures, the build is kind of dry. You know, I mean, that's the whole goal, is to see. This is going to be a quickie tonight. Matter of fact, I don't even need to look at the parts anymore. I can just look at the pictures. I don't even need to see what parts are going in, because it doesn't really matter at this point. Ooh, almost slipped up. It's a bad word. Building a 4-year-old Lego set. or for a set for 4-year-olds. It's like one piece on at a time, so you're just kind of cruising along here. So yes, I think this is more for the little kids. This is not intended for us grown men or adults, or grown women too. If anybody, whoever builds this, if you're a grown person, don't worry about it. I wouldn't. You know, this is not going to be something that's going to stress you out. This is supposed to be this is more like a time waster build than anything else. So I haven't been working on the... Oh, we must have made a mistake somewhere. Oh, maybe it's now getting hard, huh? I think these are supposed... Oh, I see why. This thing's not supposed to stick out. Oh, and by the way, now I'm just noticed for $40, the set does not come with a brick separator at all. So I'm going to be honest with you. You know, this may have a good build experience, but for the price, I have a feeling this is not going to be something I'm willing to jump out and pay that kind of money for. I don't know about anybody else, but nothing I'm really wanting right now. Well, we're going to see. Che, but that's meant for little kids, yeah. Today it's meant for grown adults to build. That's exactly what this is for. Whoa. Yeah, it's not really stable. So this is like a boat. Making sure I have all the parts. It's only like one piece at a time. Oh. Okay, this goes like this. Just sticks out. So I guess we're going to use that to poke the eyes out of people, huh? So you can go. I don't know. It's probably what it's for. No, maybe it's for the sale. Never mind. And another one of these here. And I'm craving for peanut butter cookies. But it is like 2 something in the morning, and no, I'm not going to have any cookies tonight. It's a little too late for those. I'd have to fire up the oven and bake and, well, get all the ingredients and stuff. And yeah, I'm not ready for that yet. And I need to find the sale. I can't remember which one of these had it. There it is. Well, for this being a little kitty set, why do we have skulls here? 2023, the Lego Group. All right, start like that. Just, there we go. And then the flag goes on the top. No brainer there, huh? Yeah. You know, Peter Pan's sure taking a quick jog. Why do I have 2 of those there? Alrighty. So basically this is like a little float. And the spacing on this, I'm sure you can probably pull this behind your steam engine locomotive. So you can have this parading around your city. And I believe that that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and decorate this real fast here. I'm just debating how I want to review this set. I may just review it whole and then just do a close-up of all the figures while they're in the float. And that's pretty much about it. Yeah, nothing too bad. Kind of building over here more, so I'm going to do it right there. And so at least it's highlighting. So you get 4 cars and some miscellaneous thing. Okay, now we're going to move on to bag 3. And I believe that is it right up there. So it's like we're building Woody's thing next. So let me go ahead and slide these over here now. And then let's dive right on in and get started here. So yeah, if you're new to Lego, this probably will be, you know, up your alley. Okay, so we're putting together Woody here. I don't have any Toy Story figures, so this will be kind of like a treat here. So one good thing I like about the family builds is that you can have up to 5 people working on this at one time. So just see how long it took me to build one piece. It takes about maybe 10 minutes at the most. So you just imagine you can get 5 people to build this and you'd be done in a matter of minutes. And that is a really nice figure for Woody. Kind of wish I got into the Toy Story stuff, because Toy Story is always cool, especially if you're a younger kid. And you know, I think all of us kids have wanted our toys to talk. Kind of wish they did, especially when your parents worked. There's the guitar there. Not too bad. Where's Buzz Lightyear at, huh? So yes, if you're willing to work 2 pieces at a time, 2 or 3 pieces, average, it shouldn't be too bad of a build. You know, this would make a great... They could have made some poly bags just with these alone. You could have just bought all the poly bags. It's basically, essentially, like putting together a bunch of poly bag sets. That's pretty much what we're doing right now, is putting together poly bags. it's a bunch of poly bags in a box. So, but I have to keep my mind open that this is for children. This is not like an 18+ set where you make a mistake, you're going to have to rip apart like half the build to get to it. I'm not even looking at what parts you need. I'm just looking at the pictures, because it's pretty easy at this point. You can see how fast I'm going through it. Actually, it's taking more time to thumb through the manual than anything else. All right, and what else? All the blue things. Don't roll off and get back over here. I always like these colorful builds, even as an adult. It kind of brings back childhood memories of just building random colored stuff and with Lego bricks, you know, instead of that. So far for my, well, let's just save the assessment for the final of the video. Yeah, this is not quite. When I was reading the description before I accepted the offer, I was like, oh, this sounds like fun, you know? And I saw a quick picture of it, and I thought, well, that seems like it'd be a very fun build. Well, that's not going in there. Huh. Well, I can't get that to fit in there. Let me take a look. It's not snapping in like it should. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not meant to snap in there. It's kind of loose. In fact, the book doesn't show that thing all the way through, so I don't think it's meant to go through there. And then, yeah, it's this is meant for kids. I've seen the same cactus in a Minecraft mod. Little cactus blossoms on the top. Make Woody feel right at home. Oh, okay. So what do they do here? Here's a barrel. Okay. Woody has his badge. What does he do? Throws it in the barrel. Yeah. That's a loose piece there. If you pick this up, that's going to come flying out of that barrel. And yeah, I would say honestly, you know, if you're buying this as a full-fledged adult to build, not, you know, there's 2 pieces there. It's a bit on the dry side. All right, now let's move on to bag 4, which is Moana. At least I'm remembering my names here. I think Woody went back on the top of this. Let's anchor him down so I don't have to worry about him falling down and getting lost. And then this is obviously bag 5, so we're gonna move this right here and slide this one over here. Well, I don't know what's with the parts when they get attracted to other piles, but yeah. Okay, so after I get done, this is, I don't like the way that looked. The lights are flickering. If I see something get suspicious, I'm going to hit the stop button quick. And then, you know, I shouldn't be, and no, I don't have a battery in this thing, so if it does, it may corrupt my file. All right, well, let's get started. We're going to need that base here. So we got to put her together. I think we've only lost power out here one time since the whole storm thing has hit. So if something happens, what will happen is I will just take the part that I missed and I'll just tell you what happened. Most likely the file will get corrupted. I've heard people having that happen. So she's got her ore again. I'm not sure what the significance of the ore is. And I need to buy more of these little boxes. These are always cool. So you got to put a transparent blue or a green stud in there. Is that a slime ball, like a snot ball? Set that in there. That's a nice color combination right there, and that's done. If you're really talented, you could build all 5 of these at one time. See which one gets done first. Yeah, but so far, well, I'm gonna say maybe for a child standpoint, this is going to be fun. For an adult like myself, you know, this is where I'm kind of drawing the line on this, because for me, it's really a slow build. I'm actually turning the pages in the manual more than building. At least it's not one of those goofy digital manuals that Lego, you have to use Lego certain app and then it glitches out on you. At least the book's got highlights, but it's obviously that dark red color, so it's very hard to see. Jay, why do you accept these sets? Because one of them looked interesting, but I couldn't take one set. And that's the thing, though, when you get into this whole showbiz thing, Lego presents you with a lot of sets. That's what it is. You can't pick what set. You have to take the whole lot. So if they say, hey, you know, we got a set we want you to review, and you get a review offer, it's like there's a bunch of sets in the lot. You can't just pick, I want this, this, and that. I've even noticed I typed the wrong set numbers and then they just sent them to me anyways. So now I just tell them, hey, just send me the sets. And then if it's a set that I don't really want to review, I review it anyways. I try to clear my mind and look at everything with a different perspective. Like, I'm a mock builder. So could this be used for a mock? We don't know yet. These manuals, so they could have just put all this in one book, but I think it's meant for the full family to build. So if you have, like, if you're a parent and you have 2 kids, parent can build one of the builds and the children can build the other builds. This is more like a float, though. I'd say this is more like a float you'd use for your city. So if you're celebrating Disney, or if you have a Disney themed, what would you call those? a theme park in your city. You know, there you go. I mean, you got part of it right here. If you have the Disney Castle, it'd be better. I almost bought the Disney Castle and never did. I kind of regret it though too. Oh, we got some crab here, Mr. Krabs, with a windshield over him. So it must be a wave that goes over his head, and it just kind of looks unfinished down there. But that's how they wanted it. And that's almost it. Well, I've survived this far, and I haven't thrown in the towel. It's that hard of a build, you know. I mean, sometimes you just have to go through it, and that's what it is. And does she sit on there? Yeah, so the present goes in the back here. I like it when accessories are fixed because then you don't have to worry about them getting lost. And she's on the wave, and that's pretty much it. So, and yes, I saved my manuals too, and she just sits on the studs like that. Well, I'm trying to get her on there. That's pretty much what it is. So, and that's what we have remaining for bag 4. It's a very colorful build. Okay, everyone, bag 5. I wonder if this is going to be a challenging one here. Let's go ahead and pull this out because we're obviously going to be putting together Minnie Mouse, and she is going to be challenging because of that. I hate putting skirts on, especially when I used to do the minifigures. Well, you know those minifigures, you know, the little packs. Yeah. So, I always hate putting the skirts on. Okay. There we go, like that. And then put the torso on as quickly as you can. So that's how it is there. I can't get mine to fall down that easily. Looks like they just use a standard Mickey Mouse head. And, well, I'm trying to get that on there. Oh, there we go. And they just have a detachable bow on the top of that, too. So now we know what's on the top of one of those things. There you go. There she is in all her glory. And does she have an accessory? I bet so. Yeah, a balloon. Thought maybe these golden spears are going to go spear fishing or something. All right. And yes, these type of sets, you know, it depends on the color of the sets too. Like these brightly colored sets, they will put you in the mood. She's a little top heavy there. And there she is right there. Now, let's get started on this. And this is not a part of the train here. So it must be the ticket booth to make everybody pay the $40 to see it. And I don't know what possessed Lego to do this manual like this is beyond me. Unless they were trying to make the kids feel more adult-like with the hands. Well, maybe this is a hands-on learning book, huh? Maybe we can't condemn it that much. So we got a cupcake that fits on the table. We need to get some of those cupcake pieces. Matter of fact, those make great birthday cakes too. I mean, for real life, just getting cupcakes instead of a full sheet cake. There we go. My friend that ends up bringing me a thing of cupcakes for my birthday. And I was like, cool, I like this a lot better. And she goes, you do? I said, I like the cupcakes. My mom did that one time. She brought me a bunch of cupcakes over for a birthday cake, and I like those better because you could just take a part out. You don't need to get like a plate or a fork or anything. I like that a lot better. I'm like, you know, if my mom was still around with all that stuff, it'd be pretty cool. Mom was never much of a baker anyway. She'd always buy a cake from the store, and I didn't care if she made it. My mom only knew how to bake sheet cakes, but still, it was Mom made it. And she would decorate it the best she could, but still, it was the fact that Mom baked the cake. I'm the baker in the house, decided that I'm a dude, but I bake cookies and stuff like that, just because if you need the grub, there you go, you know, let's stick that in there. And that's it. Like, is that really it? Well, okay. And I'm going to need that there to put the thing together, but that's what we have remaining for bag 5. And if you're looking for a very large, long, lengthy build, this was not it for you. This set's got a lot of colorful parts. Now we're going to put the train together for indexing purposes. So, celebration train, there we go, that's where she goes. Let's put her close to the end here. So how am I going to review something like this? I'll probably just leave the cars together, put it on the turntable, and just show it off. So, in fact, I should just put it on the turntable now, huh? So, I always get questions sometime, you know, what does this Lazy Susan look like? It's like this here. And it's just a standard Lazy Susan. What you do is you put like your, you put this in the middle of your dining room table, and you put like food, like bowls, your servings and condiments and stuff like that in there, and you can just rotate it. Well, I have a piece of plywood that I use that I put on the top because I don't want to use the lip. So I just set it on here, and it's easy to rotate things around, you know, that's how I do it. You know, it's better to do this, like setting this in the middle, and I would just point instead of just have to do this. You know, it's easier that way. So, well, something fell off already. Well, that's, you know, for this being a very big, giant, robust bill with 200 pieces, you thought it would be a little more sturdier than that. Alright. That was Tinkerbell's, huh? Tinkerbell, you couldn't fly when you sense danger? Yeah, that's not too cool. Okay. Snapping these on here is pretty easy. It's a bunch of trailers. I bet these could be pulled with my little pickup truck, too. And then we'll put Moana on the last part of this here. And yeah, that's pretty much how I'm going to review it there. And sorry about the quality of this, but like I said, these are rough reviews. The more people who are getting interested in this, I know there's more people getting interested in this channel, so I'm probably going to, once a lot of people actually start watching this more, I'm going to start doing 4K videos because those take a lot more memory up. Okay, so let's dive into the build here. I got the little birthday stand. We'll put that back here. And the train. And honestly, it looks pretty good. Okay. And I'll just go through it real quick here, and there's the back of the cart. That's why the turntable's for. It's easy to do this, and I can just do this and point. Like you got the sail here for the sailboat and stuff. And this honestly looks more like a small little float than anything else. And that's essentially it. So you get the 4 minifigures. Minifigures run for $3 or $4. So let's say you have, what is it, 6 minifigures? 6 times 4 is 24. So $20 to $25 in minifigures alone. And that leaves the bricks. And honestly, for 200 pieces, for $39.99, I'm looking at this maybe no more than a $30 set at the very most, but for $40, would I spend this on my kid? It'd have to be a very special occasion. I'd get my kid maybe a random box of bricks for that, but I mean, $40, that's like 20 cents per brick. And now we got to note that some of this stuff is printed, like part of the train and the sheriff's sign. That stuff's printed. You got the sail. Okay, those pieces are a bit more pricier to produce. And the minifigures and stuff. But for me personally, just for a very easy build that I don't even know what the length of this video is, probably 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes at the most for $40. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously cheap. It's obviously cheaper than getting on a ride at Disneyland, let alone getting a ticket to get in there. But personally, yeah, I mean, I'm sure this will keep a young builder occupied, but for 4 years old, I don't know. Now, I think a lot of people are going to be buying this for the figures. Regardless, this is for kids. Like, I think what I've heard, because of Tinkerbell, I don't know if she's been produced or this is the only set she's in. I'll have to look it up. I heard people telling me that once these come out, these are just rumors that I've heard, because you know how people leak this stuff out, they're going to get her. So, for me though, if I saw this on the store shelf for $40, I'd walk right past it. If I saw it for $20, I may consider it. Maybe $25, no more than $30, but for $40, no. But I want to hear from you guys and gals. What do you think? You know, for me, it was a fun, colorful build. Maybe for a young child. For me, as an adult, yeah, I'd say it's average. Build experience is average. Build quality is average. It's just an average set for me. But tell me what you think.